We are back at it again after 1 week of hiatus. Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Brendan. I am one of the co-owners of The Rustic Tub, our small bath and body care business in the heart of tiny Ontario. And we are back, like that fun little intro was said. So last week we didn't end up uploading a video just because we were at the Bala Cranberry Festival and we knew it was going to be a very, very busy weekend. So we really wanted to focus on that one more or less. And instead we did upload a short video of what happened at the festival and what we sold out of, what we condensed. So that was last week's video, was just a minor short. Wasn't really for our October spooktacular little event, and shockingly, neither is today. So I know I said in October it's the really, really fun month. We get to do everything spooky coming out. We get to do everything Halloween related. However, yes and no. So because we are gearing up towards the end of October, we are now also gearing up towards our holiday season. And what we are doing today, actually, it's not even part of our holiday season. We are doing a regular bath bomb today. And for the bath bomb today, it's actually one of our standard ones. It's one that everyone likes to go for because it is, I'll say, minusculely customizable or customized to whatever the person wants or what they go for. So we are making our cloud bath bomb. You're probably rolling your eyes right now going, oh God, another person who does a cloud bath bomb. Absolutely, we do a cloud bath bomb. It is one of our main staples that we do. A lot of people like to buy it, and we try to have fun with it. So, I mean, yes, we do throw in the rainbows, as most other people throw in their rainbow embeds, but we also like to throw in a little bit of a surprise. So we do throw in a thunder cloud that shoots nothing but black embeds out. Just for some of those people who want a little bit of cynicism in their life. So to jump right on into the staple ingredients of everything, we have our baking soda, our citric acid, the two staples that everyone uses for their bath bomb recipes. We also have our cream of tartar, a little bit of bentonite, and then we have bioturge that we use because it is a nice little foaming agent, it's a surfactant, and it helps make the bath bomb last a little bit longer. Finally, we do have our little bit of avocado butter in here with the avocado oil, and our fragrance oil that we're using today is Fruit Loops. So our clouds are a Fruit Loop scent. They used to be a buttercream frosting, and we really, really loved it. People played up the fact that it was like a nice fluffy marshmallow. However, because there is vanillin in that scent, eventually, a couple weeks after, our clouds would start to turn brown. And let's face it, who wants to have a rainbow bathtub from a brown cloud? So instead, we switched it over to Fruit Loops. There's no vanillin in it, so your clouds remain white. And then they look nice and fluffy, unless you get the thundercloud. Then it's just going to shoot out black. But other than that, it's rainbows from there on out. Now, finally, as well, I know I said finally before, we have our embeds that we have our 6 colors. So we're going to be throwing them into it. We're also going to be pulling aside our black ones just to have a separate one there. And then we have our cloud mold that we did 3D print. However, we ran into problems with that, and I'll go into more or less detail of that as we go on. But without further ado, I have everything measured out. I'm going to go ahead and get gloved up, and we're just going to be adding everything to our mixer so we can make it as fast as we possibly can for a nice video today. All right, to get everything started, we go ahead, we glove up, we have our baking soda into our mixing bowl. We're going to go ahead. I already put some water inside so everything can kind of bloom. We don't have to add color because the clouds are staying white. So we're going to go ahead, kick this up, and then we will be adding in our dry ingredients, which will be our powders. And then I will go ahead and give you a little break when we add in our wet ingredients. Okay, I know at this point it doesn't look like anything is different, but we did add it in. From this point on, I go ahead, and this is my personal take on it, I go ahead and add in all of my wet ingredients next. So we're just going to pour that in, and continue the process. So now that it's looking somewhat clumpy at this point, this is the area where I go ahead and add in our citric acid. So we're going to be going with that. And then if I find that it's a little bit dry, I'm going to go ahead and squirt a little bit of water inside, but we'll see how it turns out. Okay, so it's going to sound weird from here on out. The mixture is fairly nice. It's a little bit dry for my liking. How I like my bath bombs, and this is just a personal take, is I like it when they have peaks that come up. So you can see like the side here, how it's starting. I want more of that. So I'm going to add a little bit of water spray into it until I get my desired effect. Okay, so hopefully you can see now that the edges of the bowl, these are the peaks that I want. So this is how I know my bath bomb is wet enough to press, especially with a fun shape like the cloud. So we're going to go ahead, unlock this baby, and get right back to the counter. Okay, before I unlock it from the bowl to bring it over here, when it comes to doing anything with an in-bed, I like to have, and I call it my chaos mode. So I'll have everything set up to the standard that I like. It's different for everyone else. Normally it's going to end with a mess with me when I get into in-beds and making everything. But how I like to do the rainbow is I like my 3 prominent colors in front, and then I'll do my 3 other colors in the back. So I have all 6 here lined up. So I'll do the first row, and then I'll fill the second row, squish it, press it. And then for this mold, the cloud is round on the inside. Our clouds aren't round. So we had a fun issue where we tried to make them and lay them flat, but because they curve up, the mold just likes to break. So I ended up just turning them around, pressing them flat. It's a lot easier to paint a face on as well. So we're going to switch up the camera angle as we bring in the bowl, and you'll see exactly what that process is. Okay, so with the mold, like I said, normally this mold does go like that. However, I flip it around. I'll get that puzzle piece there eventually. I flip it around so it's nice and flat, and we're just going to go ahead and fill it about halfway. So we'll bring this somewhat in to show. See if we can sneak it in more. So that's about halfway. I'll shake it down till it's about evenly half. And I'll put that there so we're not too far out. And then I will go ahead, I'll grab my in-beds, and I will start my row. So with our clouds, I always tend to do a 3-row just because it does shoot out long enough. And I will say, you will notice the size different with the in-beds. That is just because some of them like to activate a little bit more than others. Purple and blue are probably my most activating in-beds. And for in-beds, what we do, and everyone else is different, everyone else can also be the same. Our in-bed mixture is just a 1-to-1 ratio of baking soda citric acid. So that is how we get the colors for there. And then we probably do about a half a teaspoon of our color, spray in a little bit of water, and mix like no tomorrow. So as you can see, that's going to be our in-bed into our clouds. And then I'll just do a nice little brush off. Bowl out of the way. I'll lay this flat on top of it. And this is where it gets fairly awkward, is I have to press down as best as I can. And then what I'll have to do is I'll move that, bring it on over, squeeze the sides up, and that's our first cloud. So now that we know that the mixture is good, we can rinse, repeat with everything that we've done before, but I'm going to go ahead and do our thundercloud next. Okay, for the thundercloud, you can see that the in-beds actually look gray. And yes, to the eye, they are a gray in bed, but once they hit the water, they will turn jet black. So I won't do as many layers. I'll probably either do 4 or 5 rows. So with the 5th row here, we'll stop there and then we'll fill up the cloud again. And then with the same motion I do before, squeeze down, press, good to go. Flip it on over. And squeezing it out is the fun part. Okay, so there we have it. They are all pressed out, ready to go. You can probably notice a couple cracks and everything in them. So for this little guy right here, I did move the side, but the best part is if there's a bubble on this side, if it's a flat surface, we can literally just flip them over. So we will be painting the faces when they are all cured and ready to go. So we will come back when it is face painting time for our clouds. Okay, it has been a couple of hours. As you can see, we've had a very productive day making stuff so far. It's not done yet because now comes the fun part where we get to paint everything. So we're focusing on this little strip right here, being the clouds, because it's our cloud video. And yeah, we just did a little poke test to see if they were hard enough. They are good to go. We do like to let them cure for 24 hours. It's probably been about 4, maybe 5. But to paint them, it's totally fine to do it when you do push down and there's no push in or give to it. So we're going to go ahead and go from there. All right, so to get us started on painting, I actually have a little eyedropper here. I filled it with mica powder and 99%, just so we could get a good painting job on it. And in all honesty, this really does just help us paint down the eyes on our clouds to be perfectly circular. Sometimes, depending on the eyedrop skills, they do come out a little bit crooked. And this is just really fun and a very fast and easy way to get eyes done. So there have been times when I will paint sleeping eyes, I'll do dreamy eyes, I'll put on little eyelashes and everything. But for the most part, I found this one to be super, super fun to do. Just because no matter what you do with the eyes, you can put them as close as you want, you can put them as far away as you want, and all the faces are always going to be different from the starting point. So this is our starting point. We're going to go ahead and move on to the other fun point where we give them emotions. All right, so I did move the camera just so I could squeeze on in. I'm going to set that little guy there. So this is just another little concentrated batch of the mica powder with 99. And literally from there, I can go ahead and I can paint any emotion I want on this cloud. So that one, let's make him evil happy. Just because. Why not? And now I will say this one, we're going to do a little bit of a frightened face. And I will literally paint this face because I have a niece. Her name is Dragona. So I will always paint the most ridiculous scared face because I know this is normally the cloud bath bomb that she goes for, is the scare cloud. So if my niece is watching, hello, little miss. This bath bomb is for you, our nice little scared one. And before I forget, I know that that's our thundercloud one because he's got a little crack on the side. And I want him to look as mischievous as possible. So I'll just do a nice little quick loop in there. Looking good. So in reality, if you want to leave them like this, you totally can. I have always loved the idea of, obviously less is more, but sometimes the clouds just need a little pick me up. So I'm just brushing on a dry mica powder for that one, just to give it some little bit of blush here and there for the clouds, just to really add in a little bit of personality to them. And I'm not putting in a lot, so it is enough just to be noticeable, just to give them more life. And with that one, we are good. The fun fact, my camera tripod is broken, so if it starts to lean or lean forward at all, that's just the reason for that one. Okay, that about wraps up the video. So we have our nice little fun clouds going on right there. I shouldn't be picking that one up because it still does have to technically cure, so that's on me for that one. But without that further ado, yes, this video is complete. These little guys are good to go. So they have all of their colors packed in them. We got our little thundercloud going off. And as always, we do upload everything to our Patreon. We might be a little bit delayed in the next coming weeks because we are going into a full-blown holiday season. So if we are delayed, that's on this person right here. But feel free to also like, subscribe to our channel, give us a nice little thumbs up. Let us know that we are doing a nice little bang-up job there. And while I say goodbye from our channel, I actually have a broken cloud from a couple days ago that we're just going to be tossing into our little rustic tub for a nice little preview as to what our clouds bath bombs actually do. So from me to you, thank you so much for joining us, watching our channels, following along with us. And until next time, we'll see you hopefully next week for another rendition of what we're going to do. Bye, everyone.